Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the losers finals of our amateur tournament. In the blue color, this is Dark Knight, and he's going to be starting off as usual with Serena on front here. It's a pattern. We've got on the other side Cryotomb, who's going to be bringing Yap Yap to the table. There's no tip-top players in this tournament, but it's all fair because these guys are about the same level, hopefully. We're about to find out anyway. 50 pounds are on the line. And if you're looking for the high-level players, that's going to happen in a different tournament. We got 3 different leagues. There's one for the pros, there's one for the rising stars in the middle. And this one is for the lower end. But the finals of the amateur league are usually really good, so the winners finals was already a best of 5-game slugfest. And no, this is the losers finals, not the grand finals. Just for the chat's questions. Side power is going to be picked up by Cryotomb. There's our Serena players actually focusing on power nodes, but taking so much damage from these sentinels. I much prefer when people use the Marines from a longer range. Like, you know, you don't have to let the sentinels attack you back. There's plenty of range on those Marines. Just stand them here, shoot across, and it will be fine. Looks like Yap Yap is gonna bully you. They can make, to be fair, a chopper and come over, but I mean, you're gonna have 3 Marines in the spot with the sentinel shooting, so what are they gonna do? Grunt Rider is getting added now. Cryotomb is going in for a little bit of pressure, but that's going to be met by snipers, so I definitely think that Dark Knight has got this under control. He's got 2 barracks already, with the front mini base also working on the situation. But he does have to recapture this power node, or at least get the grunt off it. It's gonna freeze, so that's the good news. I'm not actually sure a cannon fodder can fully capture a Serena power node. To be honest, I don't think it can. All the others can, but not the cannon fodder, surely. They're just too slow. And, you know, getting frozen on top of that is just not viable for this purpose. Well, the ice is doing the job. Everybody's getting frozen. Everybody chill out, they say. More snipers at work. And all these grunt riders really would love to get on top of the buildings and do some damage, but they're forced to fight the cryo troopers, and that's not going to be an easy job whatsoever. They're just going to get chilled out and damage reduced, and the snipers actually shoot them down. Also going to be a watchtower just in case to further create some ice areas, and Serena is going to be freezing everyone to bits. Good catch on that sniper over there, by the way. I doubt it's going to get away from this. But as far as the rest of the army goes, I think Serena is in a good spot here. Just gotta be careful not to take the full brunt of the fort wagon explosion. Oh my god, that sniper's gonna go down. Well, good job by the cryo troopers trying to freeze everybody. But ultimately, you will need a turret here for Dark Knight's base, and he does not have one. I think the Yap Yap rush might be just a little bit too potent to deal with without grenades. Oh my god, the mine. Oh, the entire army is gone. Just the Marines left now, and they're not that good at this. If they just had grenades, but it's not being researched, then I don't think Dark Knight wants to spend his only power he's got on just grenades when he has a handful of Marines and nothing more. I think he has to stand in that ice and get grenades, man. Every other game he's won with Serena on this map, It revolved around his great usage of grenades. And then healing as well. You add all that in, it's actually really tough to stop the Serena army. Gotta make the choppers not a threat. But honestly, Cryotomb is playing this great. He's not made any mistakes. Kept the army small. Taking engages one at a time. Constantly reinforcing. What we could do better is make more cannon fodder, because there's plenty of population space available for that, right? So might as well queue up 2 or 3 from every base you've got, and then just come over with a bigger army, distract a little bit. Make it harder to focus fire. Caught it in the shade turret's not a bad idea at all. Apparently they get frozen on the ice. That usually isn't a thing for buildings. Dark Knight's mini is still on the struggle bus, but he is tier 2. He's gonna have some Vortex to follow this up with. Cryotomb is also in tier 2, but only just now reached it. And I think he mistimed the switcheroo on the buildings. That should have stayed whatever it was, as there's extra slots anyway. There's no second base for a Yap Yap, so that's also a little bit of a mistake. You should have that ready on the dot when you have 200 power. What was that? Did that... the ice cream truck? Seriously? Easy pickings. Interesting. Well, it's all gonna be about those warthogs and the one singular turret holding on to dear life. But Yap Yap has the entirety of the outside map. So now is the time to put that to good use and capture the power nodes. There's no need to engage this or that. Absolutely no need for that. Just get the power. Oh boy. Third extractor. That is a little greedy maybe. Just a bit. Like in the addition of the hunters, that's gonna obviously counter the warthogs. There's no rush with the drops and whatnot. That can wait. Base is ready to go. Gonna get populated at some point. I'm assuming it's gonna get the double war council. Then we should be seeing the goblin heroes coming out soon. Right, the warthogs are getting this base down to pretty low health, to be honest, but the hunter will take care of this shortly. Just not enough here to really finish this off. Dark Knight also doesn't have his 5th point just yet, nor does he have the resources to do the big drop with. That would have finished the base though very nicely. I bet he wishes he could have done that. Takedown on that mini base maybe. Especially if these guys don't follow very well. There's also an opportunity to heal up all these warthogs. Great takedowns, by the way, on the choppers. And now with the addition of the ice cream truck, there's a possibility of fighting even the hunters, but you do need the upgrade for this thing. Once there's Boar Council's pumping out gubbos, it's a different story. Ooh, great loop around by the warthogs. Where is the engineer or the healing? What even is happening? Why didn't the engineer? Oh, well, that's a big mistake, losing the base. This is exactly what Dark Knight was waiting for, an opportunity like that. Has the opportunity to take down a mini base too. And then just skedaddle. Is this losers finals? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, everybody's gonna chill and heal. And then it's gonna be the big drop, of course, for Dark Knight. He just needs to save a little bit of money, upgrade some supply pads. He's done all that. Very nice. There's one supply pad left to upgrade. Ooh, look at all that chill zone. Taking down hunters left and right. Very nice. Now the warthogs are back for more, and this is a pretty big fleet of them. There are, to be fair, 4 hunters. It's a little bit spooky. Drop turrets just freezing over the land. And that's despite the grunt dome. It doesn't block that. We are gonna get some restoration drones on the ice cream truck. Will it be enough, especially in combination with the smoke? What just happened? Why did nobody freeze from the cryo bomb? What? Nobody froze. What was that? Why didn't it work? That was really weird. Anyway, the Wolverines from the back line are shooting at the engineers. Eventually they'll get them, but it takes forever. Meanwhile, the Warthogs are kind of trading away into this, and it's not a very good trade, let me tell you. Those hunters don't take that much damage to begin with, but out of the engineers, it's almost nothing. They can out-heal it. Of course, once the shield bubble is gone, it all collapses. Woo! Big drops in. Nobody was frozen, so it couldn't really punish them with the detonation of that, of the shattering. But actually, no bot. The entire army is annihilated. Dark Knight's 26 population did nothing. The hunters and goblins and engineers seem to handle this just fine. No ifs and buts. The only bot is Dark Knight that's getting kicked. Yikes. That hurts. Or maybe next game. Because this one is looking pretty screwed right now. I don't see the easy way back into this. Nightingale goes down. And so long as these guys don't sit in the smoke, they can all shoot at the ice cream truck, of course. And then it disappears. Yeah. That's what I thought. It's getting taken down. Dark Knight is trying so hard to hold on to dear life, but it's just not happening, is it? Those hunters are tier 3 with the beam. It's a little much. This time Cryotomb does work. Freezing everyone over. Why didn't it work the last time? That was weird. Anyway, this is just unfortunately buying a little bit of time. Not actually hurting anybody because he doesn't have the blast. The seismic blast. He needs that. A little bit of ice shattering going. Didn't manage to put Cryotomb in the Cryotomb. That's unfortunate. He'll try to heal himself. This is very, very desperate at this point. Needs to hold on to dear life somehow. I understand. That's a unit matchup right there. Maybe another big drop. Can that change anything? In conjunction with Cryotomb, perhaps? Because for now, the turrets and the hero saved him. But what about the next fight? Cryotomb is in a pretty good spot here. Not gonna lie. Play is asking if the game is too busy visually. I mean, there's a lot going on, and it's very colorful. But it's also very readable because of that. So, because you don't know what everything is, as a new viewer, you would not understand it. But once you know what everything is, it's actually, the popping colors actually really help. But it is a game that you have to know the content of. Like, it's very hard to watch without knowing what everything is. Because, I mean, if you don't know Halo lore, you're not gonna know what the Hunter does, right? It just looks like a big shieldy boy, probably a melee dude. But, no, it's actually an anti-vehicle shooty boy. I guess you know what a Warthog is. That's that doesn't need any explanation. Or a drop turret. These are pretty simple things. Like that over there is a blister back. You can deploy it, and then it becomes a siege weapon rather than a flyer. About to see it, I think. Maybe no, maybe not. Okay, it is deploying. Here it comes. Ooh. Adding quite a bit of siege damage to this. That will be very nice to take down the buildings with, especially on the outskirts like a heavy supply pad. Meanwhile, the entire army is here just sitting under the shield. Not taking any damage because of it. The number of boys can just grow. More and more blister backs. This one already has a star. How? I guess destroyed a handful of Warthogs. When it's deployed, it's gonna get a lot of veterancy because moving units have this bug that they don't get veterancy. It's pretty bad. Third one. Let's go. Okay, there comes the cryo bomb. Are we gonna see a follow-up? No, they didn't even get fully frozen there. Oh man. But we've got some Kodiaks with the chill bombs. They will eventually freeze the army, but is there another heal for Dark Knight? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. These buildings are getting restored at least somewhat by the drones, but... well, is that gonna be enough? The blister backs alone seem to be offsetting that, never mind the army. And even with the Nightingale smokes and healing, this base is going to be cracked. All they gotta do now is walk over onto the Kodiaks where they can shoot back. Bring the blister backs along maybe in flying mode. The next base should be an easy one to get as well. 120 population maximum. I'm pretty sure infantry is upgraded to level 2 at the very least. Maybe not free. Unfortunately, I can't check that. You should get in on this play if you like the first game. This is just more, you know? It's more in every way. There's more leader powers, there's more units, there's more leaders, more variety. More economy to do, more micro to do. It's just more everything. It's got a spectator mode, so there's tournaments. Unlike for the old game where nobody does that. There's a very active matchmaking. It's good stuff. It's about as active as Age of Mythology. Base gets destroyed. Dark Knight's toast. That required no explanation. He had no units anymore. So, yeah, there we go. Cryotomb takes game number 1 in his best of 5 series for the losers finals. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a game number 2 already. Dark Knight here in the blue color playing as Forge. A great choice for Vault. Very good with vehicle place and economy, which you'll need here. Cryotomb is going for Decimus. Could be a good counter if you make good use of Lightning Vortex for stunts. And later on, the Banshee late game should be rather dominant, but Forge does have some tools of his own, so watch out for that. He's asking how many factions there are. So there's 2 factions, the UNSC and the Banished, but they each have a lot of leaders within. There's a total of 16 leaders spread out pretty evenly among them. And they each have like every leader has different sets of leader powers. They have a unique hero unit each, and usually come with another unique unit entirely as well. So for example, Forge here has the Forger's Warthog as the hero, rather than a Spartan or an ice cream truck like we've seen in the last game. Decimus, he makes a Warlord, a Brute Warlord unit with a hammer. Now for the early game, we're going to be seeing from Cryotomb a little bit of Brute hammer play. This is going to be shut down by vehicles very hard, especially the Forgehog if he happens to be nearby, which in the early game you would expect that yes, that's going to be the case. The Jackrabbit is getting rammed by the chopper so far, so that's not a good start for the Jackrabbit. Obviously, Jackrabbit can't ram. It relies on mobility and numbers mostly. So fighting the chopper is not an option for it. You have to escort it with a Marine or something. But yeah, this Forgehog is off to the side, and it will be very easily able to respond, of course, to this little attack. More Jackrabbits are going to get added. That's going to go very well with the Forgehog's defensive aura, which is boosting the armor a little bit around it. That's another 15%. This is also a good reason not to rush Forge Hog because, well, it's just natural that you're gonna add Jackrabbits to the Forge Hog to go out, and the Jackrabbit counters these rush infantry units. Plus, if they happen to get to your turrets, well, the turrets get an armor buff, so you're not destroying the turrets or the buildings very easily either. Yeah, these guys just probably have to be answered with a fast tier 2 or mass chopper play, but that's risky. So you gotta be a little bit careful. Cryotomb already is pumping the choppers. 4 at a time getting made. He already has a bunch out. What you gotta be careful with is not to engage the Forge Hog too early, because it's got a special round that it can fire. It does AoE damage and it slows people down around it. So you don't want to be in the middle of that. Especially if he follows it up with his scatter bomb leader power, which just literally drops a bunch of bombs on the location. The ability also slows down enemy vehicles, right? So combining the two is particularly brutal. You might lose your entire chopper army if you're not careful. And these Jackrabbits are of course here to shield. The chopper's idea is, yeah, if we're high in numbers, we're gonna ram this boy together. It can go terribly wrong. There's the scatter bomb combo, isn't it? No, we're not gonna get scatter bomb. It's too early. It's too early in the game. So it's just heavy metal for now, making this guy stronger. And the ammo round alone has already taken down a lot of these guys. That's half the scouts gone, and no Jackrabbit has died. On top of everything, Dark Knight isn't gonna be upgrading the Jackrabbits, methinks, but he gets, that was a Vortex level 2, not even just a normal one. He has all his scouts upgraded. The choppers are now using shrapnel rounds, doing some AoE damage and gaining some stats. Well, the Forge Hog has to be remade now, but Dark Knight is in tier 2. He's made it safely there. He doesn't have to worry about his buildings getting wrecked. And he's forced banished into an extended tier 1 with this by just using his one hero and a bunch of Jackrabbits. That's very good economic trade-offs there. Cryotomb doesn't have a second base or anything, whereas Dark Knight can definitely think about it. All he needs to do is just buy this base up front. He's already got the Forge Hog coming out again, so there's really nothing to worry about there. Sure, these extra choppers could get his hero again, but it will cost them. It's a very high number of them, to be honest, and if Vortox get added to the Forge Hog, well, that's just a better version of what we've seen before. They're just much better than Jackrabbits for combat. Plenty of Warthogs get made, and the defensive aura is getting upgraded now, so it's going to be much better. Bigger and better. You can put more Warthogs in there. You see that size difference? It was like a 60% increase or whatever it is. I don't remember the numbers, but something like that. Choppers are on the far side, so they might be able to take down this mini base here. But meanwhile, our Forge player is just expanding. So is our Decimus. And now trying to add in some Hunters and eventually Banshees. That ought to deal with the vehicles, right? In theory. More and more Warthogs coming out of Dark Knight. They need to come home to deal with these choppers, definitely, because well, the Warthogs are getting overwhelmed. It's unnecessary losses, right? If they're together, there's no way the choppers can do this. But now they've got Boundless Siphon unlocked, so as they're attacking, they're going to be regenerating as well. Well, they might be trying to catch the generator there, but there's a lot of defenders, so I'm not entirely sure this is a great idea. Oh, they're getting picked off. The Warthogs have good rams too. And that's gonna take down all of the choppers. Oh my goodness. They didn't get anything done and lost everything while spending a leader power point as well. Well, no worries. It's gonna be still useful. Thunder Siphon is a really good pick. And that Vortex level 2 can never hurt either, but there's no beam. I'm not sure I love that. Glassing beam, if people micro very well, is maybe not that great, but sometimes you just catch people in choke points. It can really work out. There it is. So wait. The first 2 points must have gone into Vortex 2. That's interesting. It's quite expensive, so I'm not entirely sold on that radius increase. Base is pretty low there. I don't think these Warthogs want to fight the hunters. Ooh. Didn't get to dodge that. Might be gearing up for another try though. We've also got the Warlord out this time, so he's gonna be a tough guy. Probably don't want to fight this directly. Dark Knight well on the way to tier 3. It's gonna cost 1500 power. Then he can either upgrade his Warthogs to Gosshogs or try to pivot into something else like Vultures for some heavier fighting. Shield generators trying to come up on the base. It's very important to put a stop to that, but I don't think that's the goal here for Dark Knight. He wants to get that extractor at all costs, and I'm not sure he can. It's just the last second. It's not enough firepower that he's got here. The Hunter also causing some troubles picking off some of the Warthogs. Unfortunate to say the least. There's the Vortex level 2 again. He doesn't do that much more damage than level 1, right? Oh, the scatter bomb is gonna be used on the base. He really wants that extractor gone, man. Who cares about the army? But it's not gonna be easy to drop Grizzlies on this, so I don't think that's the 5th point he's going to use. Grizzlies are big tanks, by the way. Forge special unit. There's more than one special unit. You get the hero and the special unit. Sorry, I should have said that. Some factions get 2 of them. Decimus only really gets the unique hero though. And like his drop unit. Himself. Decimus is a hero you can drop in. We'll see it soon. But right now Cryotomb doesn't have the resources for it. It's costing 2 grand. There's some seriously good mobility here. We're just looking for a new target, but I think they kind of don't want to lose this mini base either. So Dark Knight's gonna respond to it. Ooh, the Forge's Warthog is now upgraded to having a Gauss turret. And insane range comes with that, of course. You can upgrade your regular Warthogs as well to have Gauss, and they do. In addition, we will start seeing some vultures, so Dark Knight would probably be very well off by hiding that and just blocking this base down. But he only manages to make one. I think if he gives that away, there's going to be suddenly a lot of anti-air from Dark Knight getting added in. The beam is pretty good here. Ooh, getting a Nightingale as well. But the Warthogs mostly just got clipped, so it's not that bad in their case. They can out-heal this for the most part. The Hunter, of course, causing some trouble, so sniping him is important, but once again, Dark Knight's focused on the extractors. Hunters are meanwhile going to work. So are the anti-vehicle turrets, and you know, there's engineers here repairing the extractor. I don't think this will go down. It's very hard to crack bandaged bases to begin with, but when you go a little bit too hard on focus firing, then you oftentimes pay the price, especially against strong counter units like the Hunters. They're something else. Okay, 4th base now for Dark Knight coming up. He's really gearing up for that late game economy. Still doesn't have many vultures, and I'm not entirely sure he can hold this area here. Especially with the addition of the Reaver, it's going to be a lot harder. There'll be a big stunning slam on that Warthog. A nuke comes through to kill one Hunter at least. Heavy Metal is protecting this boy for now. And oh my god, we're gonna get the Scatter Bomb. Decimus drop is in as well, but the Scatter Bomb actually misses like half the bombs. What's going on? He targeted that wrong, I think. And Decimus, of course, at full health. That's gonna be a long time he's gonna be at full health too. He's the one who caused the purple beams. Warthog goes down, and Decimus's army is barely hurt here. A nuke comes in, takes down the Hunter. Maybe if the vulture count can grow some more, then there's hope for Dark Knight. Still has a slight lead on map control with this extra base getting taken, right? But it is also getting destroyed. This one's being worked on. Only one vulture at a time. This is gonna take forever to build up an army. But the Hunters are getting thinned out nicely. That's the good news. Cryotomb swapping into mass Banshee production with Air Upgrade 2 already coming in. No other buildings at the moment. So there's not gonna be any Reavers to support the Banshees. They're on their own. And if they eat the nuke in a bad way, an entire fleet of Banshees might blow up at once. They're not very healthy. They do a lot of damage, they're very mobile, but they certainly aren't healthy. Not a tank. Very light flyer. Decimus ones are easily the best in terms of damage, though. They got this passive buff, Boundless Fury, gives them more speed and damage, so it's another 10% on top of normal ones. And of course they heal passively. Those 3 vultures are providing some pretty good value. The Forge Hog is back, of course. Should be able to deny this base and keep it denied. The one thing our Forge player kind of badly needs would be taking over these power nodes again. Not much stopping him from grabbing the middle ones, especially. And the Banshees are going to work. Hopefully there's anti-air turrets by now, but no, it doesn't seem like there are. There is at least a second air pad for Dark Knight. That's good news for him. And he started working on these heavy supply pads on the new base. That's also good news. Now looking for some kind of counter attack, but there's only 3 vultures, 4 vultures. Yeah, it's kind of not enough. Also, they're gonna get beamed, aren't they? Oh wait, that's just the vortex. They're fine with that. Counterattack's not happening. The Banshees are coming back to try and defend. Catching one of the vultures on intercept. Beams now coming in, but we've got a good split against that. Warthog's taking the brunt of the hit. All these Vulture missiles are doing some work on the Banshees. The base actually might go down here. If Cryotomb loses the base, he loses his economy. He can't allow that. Where's the nukes? I think they already have happened, actually. The engineers are doing overtime at the moment. Wait, there's more nukes. Okay, it doesn't do anything. It's a defense. We've got a defense. Banshees will be just fine. Ooh, this could have been so much worse for Cryotomb. But yeah, the engineers will repair this base in no time. It's so fast. Darknet doesn't have anything here to defend with, it seems. Turret's upgrading, but there's plenty of Banshees already doing the work here. Oh, wait a second, the nuke. The nuke might connect there. Oh, this Banshees got nicely split off, so this nuke is going into Narnia. Hey Deku, thank you so much for the raid. 41 viewers, welcome. Welcome. We're reaching the end of the Amateur League for today. This is the losers final, so that's this series and one more, the grand finals after that. And this is still going. We've had a game 5 in the winners finals, so it's taking its sweet time. But they're good matches. They're really good matches. Yeah, the tourney was going the whole time. We didn't have many breaks. After the beginning, we had some problems with drivers, but I fixed it. And be back. Ever since. These Banshees are back too. They're back big time. Taking care of those Wolverines. They're the only defense the UNSC has against us right now. Numbers of Vultures are just too damn low. Won't be able to do much against that many Banshees, so Cryotomb probably has this match in the bag as well. Ooh, nice little slam here from the heroes. There's probably a whole lot more of that coming in. Ooh, the anti-air plasma torpedoes are taking down this Vulture, no problem. Beams finishing it up before it launches the nuke. Base is getting clipped a little by the beams as well. Yeah, the Banshees can just do whatever they want at this point. They're basically maxed out. There's no infantry to deal with them. And even if there were, these heroes are absolutely bonkers on the ground, so better not deal with them and go Vultures, but it's a little too late. Cryotomb is maxed out. Dark Knight is on just 28 population, so I think we're going to a game 3 momentarily as the remaining production buildings get sniped. There it is. A Decimus glorious victory. GG. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is now game number 3, and Dark Knight has got his Vortis. Finally, the time has come to bring the big weapon On the other side, Cryotomb is going to be bringing Jerome a whole lot of UNSC in this series. I love it. I love it. Usually it's full of banished mirrors, but it's all evenly split in this one. All banished versus UNSC. Without us forcing it too. That could be a thing we do, that we force it actually. Okay, the grunts are getting in for an early grab on the power. So Dark Knight likes. Not contesting the middle at all. Against UNSC, I would say you can. Especially as Voridus. Because you're going to be having a really good time contesting mini bases, of course. Every shot you take at minis, when there's no big retaliation, I think you just get richer. You can, in fact, get the leader power here. That's usually banned. We don't say its name because we don't remember it. That's how little it's been used in the past. Marine getting bullied. What, you guys don't think I know it's called combat spoils? Come on. Jerome Hero coming out after 2 generators. That is a very weird build for this map. But hey, if it works out, if he doesn't get punished, this can go such a long way. And Jerome is particularly good at kind of camping behind some mines and baiting the chopper ramps. So I think that's exactly what we might be seeing here. But Dark Knight getting a free mini base in the middle too. That's a little rough for our UNSC player. There's 2 generators here as well, so they're kind of just agreeing to a truce. Chopper gets picked up by 4 Marines. Gotta be a little bit more careful as Dark Knight, but it happens. Some Marines here are already veteran. If they later get put into a Mastodon, they're gonna get even more veteran. Chopper gets bonked real good. It's another dead. Great work by Cryotomb. Honestly, you can't allow yourself these early losses as a Borders player. It can snowball very, very badly. If you don't have enough stuff, you're not going to be the one attacking. You're not going to be the one benefiting from the leader power, which we shall not name, which I definitely remembered a moment ago. Yeah, no combat spoils, guys, if you can't shoot buildings. If your buildings are under attack, it's like, okay, now we're holding on to dear life, I guess. It's all Brute Grenadiers, you don't have suicide grunts. Bunch of Marines are going down here, so it does work like a suicide grunt still. But all you gotta do is just shoot them with the hero, keep the Marines separate, and everything should be good to go. Ooh, that's a really good drop there in the middle of the Marines. Choppers are so low in numbers. Picking off the Marine reinforcements, of course, a really good idea. Do a lot of people still play this game? Absolutely. I don't know about exact stats, but I would wager there's still thousands at once playing it at peaks. Like, you will get match-made games very easily. and we host several tournaments every month. We have 3 different leagues. The Amateur League, which you're watching now with the low-level players. And still, it's like not that low-level players. Especially in the finals, they're rather good. Then we've got the Rising Star League for everyone in the middle. And we've got the Pro League, which is really elite. Only 12 players are allowed in. I feel like I'm getting that wrong. I think it's not that. It's 14 or 16, isn't it? Was it even more? It might be even more. No, I think it's 16. There's a lot of people playing. And a lot of people playing tournaments as well. All these engineers are gonna be busy healing each other rather than anyone else. Meanwhile, Jerome has captured 3 power nodes. We're working on that 3rd one rather. And we've got the Mastodons coming in with some Cyclops within. That should really put a stop to any vehicle play. And it's all infantry in response. Choppers is still working on that mini. Eventually they'll make their cost back, but right now they're not a useful unit anymore anyhow, so you might as well just keep them there and be a nuisance. That's really all they're gonna be at this point. Force some response and meanwhile take back the power nodes. Dark Knight still on double raid camps. No third gen- oh, there's a third generator, sorry. A lot of supplies, so time to spend it. Get another generator or something. Okay, Victory turrets in. With all the snipers inside the Mastodons, that might actually make a pretty big difference. Now granted, the Hunters do counter the Mastodons, but if they get shot down, does it matter? Like seriously, this is wild. They kind of stood still for a moment there. That's a mistake. The Marine should have been inside too. And now it unnecessarily died. But hey, maybe with the Spartan Jerome, it might be possible to make something happen. Save the sniper. He did it. Almost every single hunter is dead. The USC army definitely did a great trade here. Come on, sniper, back inside! Back inside, you're gonna die! No. It's dead. Locust getting added, that's a strange choice. I like the Banshees here. Banshees are gonna be annoying for the Mastodons for sure. Cryotomb will probably need more turrets here to pretty solidly hold the location. Combat Tech Marines getting upgraded now. That will make a big difference against the Banshees, especially once there's more Mastodons. Somehow, some way, this power node remained on the red side of things. Don't know how that works. The way Spartan has a star on him, it's a pretty big difference maker. See if they can make a push happen. Cryotomb's base is getting pretty weak. It's important to keep that healthy because locusts are an absolute menace if allowed to get higher in numbers. Mastodons can't catch up. But they can with leader power use. You get Spartan morale, they become a lot faster. Ooh, that's a good drop there. Victory mine's not gonna be anywhere near, however. And Mastodon gets picked off. Victory turret's ready to go. That could be a big difference maker. Dark Knight still has a lot of resources. He's got his 4th extractor. He's working on an extra base. This is really good stuff. Should keep spending. It's the most important thing. More Vortis engineers, of course. The more they drop down these goo fields, the better for them. It's very difficult to navigate. Oh, James Yagi says, used to play this game years ago. Okay, definitely come back. It's time. I mean, we're just doing non-stop tournaments, really. This is the time to get back in. We were on a break last year, so had to work out some stuff on our website. But now we did it. Now we're here. It's basically permanent, so as long as there's people, we're gonna do tournaments. Several a month. Omega team, it's crushing everything. Nothing had a chance. Even gonna steal the Locust? No, I don't think so. He's destroying it instead. Dark Knights is in trouble. What is he gonna do? Tier 3? Sir, you need something to stop this. Let's see if he can figure it out. There's any vehicles, the Spartans are just gonna steal it. There's already one of them with a star, that's Jerome. That means one of them is in... Oh no, it's all 4. Okay, they're all out. This army is super buff right now. Going after the extractors should be pretty easy. Shield is a good idea with some rangers under it. But you can't stop the building from being made. However, these guys did a lot of damage to the army, so there's now suddenly just a single ranger instead of like 6 squad members. Base is gonna get broken pretty quickly too. And the shield gen will very quickly evaporate. I think this might be a free... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, unless Dark Knight really comes out with something. He's got 4 bases. Or, well, under construction, right? But 4 bases, basically. Problem is, he's about to lose this, and doesn't really have an army to stop what Cryotomb is doing. Just a matter of time now until Cryotomb gets his own tier 3 going, and then he starts adding tanks and whatnot. It's gonna be very, very nasty. Base is about to lose all its health. That's gone. Now we're off to the main already. Not gonna take the power node. Oh, there we go. Harass squads are trying to get the minis, but this is gonna take a million years. Now assaulting the main, the shield turret is trying to come up. Fortunately, the tank wasn't able to do anything. That wasn't a capture. It could have been worse. Still got some shots off, but I mean, it's just draining the Spartan shields at this point, which will regenerate. So, what can Dark Knight do? I don't see any options anymore. I think he's dead. Shield is broken. It's not gonna get fixed while the base is getting shot. I think that might be it, but Dark Knight's gonna hold on until the very, very end, guys, because he needs a win here to come back in the series. Otherwise, it's a 3-0 and his tournament life is over for today. Selling all the buildings, hoping for the absolute very best. Can he get out the big scrap? No, it's very unlikely with all these extra generators getting made. It's a lot of money. Wow, Cryotomb very brave here. Getting an advanced generator made in the middle. Trying to make Wraiths is gonna be very difficult against the Jerome, but the Omega Team Heroes out. Maybe even downright impossible. Then again, Cryotomb is floating 9,000, almost 10,000 resources. It's probably time, I would say, to upgrade population. Yep, there we go. There was no excuse for that. Alright, pop level 2 is coming in. Turrets are getting upgraded. There we go. He activated himself. More turret upgrades. 2 victory turrets. It's a base trade. Of course, there's nowhere near enough damage here to cut through the turrets and still destroy the base. And eventually, of course, Jerome gets a heal for himself, so that's a lot of turrets here. Have to respect it. Dark Knight losing a Wraith. More base damage for the Jerome army here. What's that? Was a... Ooh, field promotion was used. Everybody's got a star, even the Nightingales. Marine's kind of idling, but yeah, base is destroyed. That's one last base now for Dark Knight. I think he knows it's over. If he just made a Scarab, there'll be some amount of hope, but I don't think he's gonna do it. Last of the minis are getting grabbed. Of course, the vultures are rather good at that. Massive building damage from these guys, especially if you use the nuke, it just disappears the minis instantly. Why does Marine standing there? I don't get it. Just looking pretty, not moving. One step at a time. Some people it's fewer steps. turrets are here again, ready to help. Oh, the mines didn't get to do their thing. All those vultures, oh god. So many mines everywhere. Well, map's a minefield. Oh, there's the trashed up. Oh, the Braves walk right into it. Ouch. At least they destroyed the base this time. Dark Knights. Last remaining base. He's about to get it. No nukes. No nukes. Yeah, game's over. He probably knows it. There's no way out. GG. Looks like Cryotomb is gonna be moving on to the grand finals today, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. Marines are getting picked off pretty hard. I think the base can be pretty much ignored at this point. There's only 2 Wraiths left. And there is a Nightingale here to help. So honestly, this is all good as is. Dark Knight trying to hold on to dear life, but I mean, he's gonna get Vulture nuked. He can't make more units. There's nothing to make units with. Oh, here comes the suck. A Cataclysm, but no goo. He needed the goo. Where goo? No goo. Okay. Yeah, Jerome is already getting extra armor and whatnot, and then Nightingales. It wouldn't have done much. The GG turrets come in. You can resign, you know, sir. This is very common in the Amateur League and the Rising Star League that people don't resign their games. But it's not like ladder, you know, you don't have to let your stuff get destroyed to lose fewer points. Which is a really stupid system, by the way, but yeah, in customs you could do whatever. Anyways, that's gonna be a 3-0. Cryotomb does defeat Dark Knight. That's gonna be it. Going to the finals next. We want to thank our website patrons. This is by far the best way to support MetaPlays. Your contribution helps keep the project sustainable and allows us to produce more and better content. If you aren't yet a patron, check out our link in the description and get in touch to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.